Hi, this is Charlie from the Atomic Smashers. Hopefully everyone's doing great out there, staying safe and feeling well. I was thinking, well, continue on my scissor sweep. Um, what do you do when you're trying to get the opponent off his heels but he's postured up? How do you go for the scissor sweep? Well, actually, I don't think that's the proper technique. What the Gracies have introduced and shown, and a lot of other instructors show, is that you'd go for either the sit-up sweep, called the sit-up sweep, or the hip bump sweep. And here I have a video of Pedro Sauer performing that technique. He is Hickson's best friend since childhood, and he has also trained a lot with Grandmaster Helio. So I want to show this excellent video of the hip bump sweep. So critique it. So let's see here. Here we go. I can skip all that. Let's see here. Okay, from the guard, surprise.
You have somebody in your guard, and you start attacking the guy's neck, and you notice when you attack his neck, you notice the guy lean a little bit back to try to defend that. So every time you see the guy's...
See? The opponent in your closed guard is leaning back, in other words, his butt is on his heels, and he's gaining his posture, and you cannot get the grips, or you can't get him off posture. I imagine if you can't get him off posture, what you're trying, and that's the time if he's going back and posturing up, is to do this sit-up sweep. That's the opportunity.
Moving back, you should try to this sweep. The idea for this sweep is this: when you start going over here, the guy move back, you let go, and you sit over here. So pretty much what you're going to be looking for, you attack the guy's neck, the guy move back, you're going to let go, open the leg, and get your elbow on the ground. When you get your elbow on the ground, you're going to end up over here, outside of the guy's arm. So you can slide your hand inside here. Your goal is to get yourself...
If you notice, Pedro's describing getting on your side and getting to the outside of his arm. So therefore he wrapped right here. His shoulder is on the outside of the opponent's shoulder as he's based up on his arm. So how he did that, right? He went up on his elbow, then up to his arm. And if the arm is too far away from you, then you won't be able to sit on his lap, because that's what Pedro did. So you have to make sure this arm is close when you get up on it, so that you can sit up on the opponent's lap. The reason why you want to sit up on the opponent's lap is so that he can't get up, and it puts all his weight way back on his heels. You want to go back on his heels, so you take him in that direction. Now, another important concept is this leg right here, Pedro's right leg. If you notice, it's not, his foot is not flat on the mat. It's on the outside of his foot. Now, this is important. You don't want to be posted up on your foot when doing this technique, and I see a lot of people do it that way. You actually bite down on their butt, behind their butt, or their leg, or the opponent's leg here, right? Don't be posted up on this foot, okay? And then he's going to use his hip to turn him over.
Over here. Just that. And establish them on position. So sit up, a good sweep from the guard. You go for the neck. You see the guy moving back. Open. So a few details that you're looking for over here is that, number one, if the guy is leaning forward, don't go, because it's going to be really hard for you to go for the sweep. And you're never going to be able to get yourself.
Yeah, so, again, if the guy's leaning forward, don't have posture, you go to the scissor sweep, right? That's the time you want to try the scissor sweep. If he's posturing up, and then it's time to go for the hip bump sweep. But what I think is important, again, is grips, right? You're trying to use your legs, pull them in or bounce him. But you also better make sure you have grips, because if you're not gripping the opponent, he'll just get away, right? You want to keep him with some sort of grips. So make sure you're gripping that. Your hands are just not gripping something. They should be gripping some of the opponent's gi somewhere.
There. You don't want to do the sweep here. That's not your goal is not this. Your goal is pretty much is get yourself here. You want to get yourself off the ground.
Again, very important. You got to be off the ground on the opponent's hip. In order to do that, this arm has to be close enough to you. If it was out here, you wouldn't be able to do it. So you got to make sure it's close enough, and you got to get a feel for that so that you sit on him. Again, this leg, and so what happens is he really rolls over because it's on the ground. He's going to use his other legs posted on the mat and use his hip, and he actually rolls over the top of the shin of this leg, right? And that's why that foot cannot be posted on the mat, because you wouldn't be able to do that. It's got to be flat. It's got to be bite down on the opponent. Bite it down, toes, not toes back, everything flat so that you can roll over that shin.
Over there. That's pretty much here.
And maybe in that case, it looks like Pedro didn't even have the other foot on the mat. Maybe he just bit down with the other foot on the opponent's other side of hip. Maybe. It's something you have to fool around with. I know that first leg, the right leg, has to be bit down so you can go over the outside of the shin, and it has to be flat. The second one...
So the sweep from the guy, when you do it, make sure that you make the guy, instead like this, you make him be more over here. So every time the guy's body is straight, it's a great opportunity to go for the sweep on the guy.
So therefore, the scissor sweep and the sit-up sweep are like kissing cousins. So if you're going for the scissor sweep and he's posturing up, then you flow into the sit-up sweep. If you're trying to get the sit-up sweep and he's going back and he's off his butt, then you do the scissor sweep. All right, they go hand in hand. So hopefully this is helpful. Maybe I'll shoot another video of the sit-up sweep from somebody else. They get a perspective on it as well, a different perspective. Hickson has a great video on it, but of course we can't share that because it's part of SD. It's part of the self-defense unit, and you're not allowed to share it like that. Maybe I'll search to see if Horeen has one in his videos. I didn't see it, but I'll check. Okay, take care. Bye.